Hello and welcome to another Decisions training video. Today we are going to be going over translation in the Decisions platform. So let me explain what this is. First of all, when you think translation, you might think of Google Translate or an API call that gets made in order to transcribe a set of phrases or words into another language. However, that is not how Decisions translation works. Decisions translation works by having a master list of strings that get automatically populated from the Decisions platform. You can add additional strings to it, but you can expect to see a lot of the strings that you would want to translate in the first place already present there. From there, you have the Decisions platform look at this list and determine which word is supposed to be translated into which set of strings based upon this master translation list. This translation mechanism is toggleable for particular designer entities such as forms or pages. What translation is not in Decisions is the API call that I mentioned. It is not a user that is going to a form and having the words dynamically get changed for that user based upon some sort of API service that automatically populates that text with text from another language. So, let me explain how to set up translation within Decisions then, and then we're going to go over how to use it within the Decisions platform. So in order to get started, you're going to have to make sure that translation is turned on in the platform in the first place. This is a simple switch that you can toggle in the portal settings. Afterwards, you then have to make sure that you add the languages that you want to translate to. And you have to make sure you add their proper HTML ISO code. So for example, Spanish's is ES, while Japanese's code is JA. After that's done, you're then going to want to go to the master translation list and make sure that the strings that you're trying to translate are already there. The strings that are added here are some by the system, as well as ones you have added by checking the Translate Text checkbox on the particular designer entity. Those strings then get added here. After that, you're going to want to make sure that you add the translation to the desired language that you've created. The master list is the lookup mechanism that has all the strings, and each language folder contains the translation of that text for that particular language. So let me show you how to do this in the platform now. Alright, here we are inside of my Decisions environment, and as you can see, I am in the System section. I am first going to navigate to the Settings, go to the Portal Settings, and then after this, I'm going to look for Translation, and I want to enable this. This does not require any sort of restart of the service in order to take place. I will simply hit Save, and this will now be active. Now, we want to make sure that we have the proper strings to translate within the master list. And the way that we do that is that we navigate to System Data, we go to Languages, and then we go to the master translation list. Now, the ones that I'm looking for have already been added to this list. However, if you're looking to add another string, you would right-click the master translation list, select Add String to Translate, and let's say that we wanted to specify an inventory string. So anytime the word inventory appears within a form or page or anything else you're translating that allows for translation, you will now have that option to translate that particular string into another language. So, as I mentioned, we have to set up the language that we want to translate into as well. And the way to do that is to go to Languages and click Add Language. So in this case, I'm going to add Spanish, and I know that the language code for Spanish is ES, Español, and we will add the language. Now, if I go to the Spanish folder, you'll see that all of the strings from the master translation list also appear here. However, we can't add strings here. All we can do is translate the strings, or that is provide the translation for them within this area. So let's look here for name, which was something that was in the master translation list. And maybe it'd be a little bit easier if I were to just search it. So I will do a filter for name. And there it is right there, the name that was created by admin@decisions.com. So I right click it, hit set translation, and I want to specify that to nombre. We'll save that. And now any user that is logged into the platform with Spanish as their language will see nombre instead of name on any form or page that has a translation enabled. So this is how you set it up within the platform. All right, now that you have translation set up in the Decisions environment, let me show you how to use it. And in order to use it, there are two primary things that we have to set up further. One is we have to make sure that the account that we're logging into has that language specified in the account settings. So you can set translation to be for particular accounts so that those accounts will be able to see the translation of that particular string into their ideally native language. Additionally, you have to make sure that the translate text feature is enabled inside of the form or page or whatever designer entity that you're trying to display to the user. This ensures that the translation actually takes place within the designer entity. So, let me now go back and show you how to use the translation in the platform. Welcome back to my Decisions environment. We are back in the System tab here. So we are going to go to Security, Accounts. I'm going to select the current account that I'm logged into just so you can see the effects for yourself. I'm going to right click it, edit it, and we're going to go down to the language section. Underneath language, we are going to select Japanese, and I'm going to save this. Once again, no restart required. This will take place instantaneously. Next, I want to show you that I've added some translation strings for Japanese that are going to appear in the form. So here I've added some examples that I'm going to demonstrate in the form, such as name, namae, favorite color, sukineiro, and so forth. So we are now going to navigate to the translation demo project that I've created. And as you can see in this translated form, I can already see these strings translated, even though over here the text label is just going to be the English version of that string. If I uncheck this box, you'll see this goes away. So already within the designer platform, not just on forms displayed to users, but in the designer, you can have particular strings translated for you. So I'm going to leave these all translated. We'll hit save, and I'm going to run the flow, which just displays the form. And as you can see here, all of the strings have been translated. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this helps.